Classical Chinese dance has a history of several thousand years. In both folk and imperial settings, it served as entertainment for large gatherings and celebrations.
Chinese dance has three main components: technical skill, form, and a special feature called physical yun, or bearing. Chinese dance's technical skills include a whole series of challenging leaps, jumps, flips, and many difficult tumbling techniques.
In martial arts, there are striking and flipping techniques that came from ancient battlefields. They were used for fending off blows and such. After they were passed down, they were no longer used for fighting. They were used for artistic performance in the imperial court. Over time, the artistic side predominated, and so they became a part of classical Chinese dance itself.
Form refers mostly to movements, the actual path that a movement takes.
Classical Chinese dance emphasizes the total integration of the body, with the key elements twisting, leaning, roundness, and flexion.
We emphasize roundness. The path of the movement needs to be circular, rounded and full. It's different from ballet, which focuses on straight lines, not curves.
What ultimately takes classical Chinese dance to another level is the yun, or physical bearing.
Bearing is a certain sensibility that's expressed when Chinese people perform classical Chinese dance. It's an artistic feeling that arises from the culture. Like in ballet, the final pose made by a male dancer is like this, a softer pose. In Chinese dance, it's like this. The breath and energy are different.
When the dancer moves, there is an internal energy connected to the breath. The breath leads the body.
The breath is crucial.
Dancing isn't just the external form of movements. For example, gymnastics has very difficult movements, but it's not really dance. If you do this movement, making a circle, all you know is what shape that movement is, but it has no flavor. But if my circle starts from here, and then it goes over here, this movement now carries the bearing we speak of.
The technical skills, form, and bearing all come together to make classical Chinese dance one of the richest, most expressive, and most demanding art forms in the world.
The movements are not formulaic, like this movement must be done this way and convey this one meaning. That does happen in dance drama sometimes, but in classical Chinese dance, the means of expression are very rich.
For example, Mulan is a very distinctive character. On the battlefield, she's a female general, so her movements reflect the power and dignity of a female general. But the same movement, when she's caring for her elderly father at home, is that of a humble young lady. The feeling can be totally different. Through her expressions, her inner feeling, and the personal interpretation given to the movements, plus the tempo and music, the same movement can express a completely different character.
Portraying different characters, male, female, old, young, requires a different way of expression. For example, in the Shen Yun piece, The Loyalty of Yue, Yuefei's mother lifts the hand of her son with this movement. You feel like she's taking you back to when Yuefei was just an infant, cradled in her arms. There are no formulaic movements. They're a reflection of a mother's deep affection for her child.
The training process for each dancer is extremely arduous.
There's morning practice, basic skills training, rehearsals. Every day you're dancing for at least 7 to 8 hours. Every day you get up early and go at it, day after day, year after year.
It takes 6 years of schooling just to be good enough to go on stage. After 10 years, you've completed training in college. It's a long process.
For thousands of years, classical Chinese dance was used to express traditional values like reverence for the heavens, honor, wisdom, and sincerity. It conveyed the rugged strength of men and the gentle refinement of women. What it displayed was authentic and bright.
Who invented classical Chinese dance? It was the majestic 5,000-year history of China. How do we carry forward such a culture? That's our mission. What Shenyun performs is the essence of Chinese culture and the historical figures who have been nurtured by it. Shenyun is using classical Chinese dance to present this culture on the world stage. I think it's for this reason that people around the world appreciate the Shenyun performances so much.
Classical Chinese dance is a part of the cultural legacy of all of humanity. In its purest form, it is truly a gift from the heavens